I was working with Dr. Paul Brand, with whom I had worked about 7 years. Paul Brand was a spiritual background. He studied the Bible in and out, and he found that Jesus Christ has healed number of leprosy patients. Why don't I do something useful to these people? This is what he thought. And therefore, he started examining the claw hands of hundreds of claw hands, and no doctor was willing to touch. In those days, it was attached so much of stigma. When I was working with him, I found I was nowhere, because I could not communicate with any language which he thinks of so much. Therefore, I contacted Miss Ruth Thomas, working at Calgary as a physiotherapist. I asked her to teach physiotherapy to my level so that I can be accomplishing something useful to this hand research unit. I used to travel to Calgary by cycle about 30 kilometers up and down and then attend to her classes. She said uh, when she was to teach osteology, I had no bones. I went to a graveyard and collected the bones and cleaned them and started teaching. And then I learned about the musculature, about the upper extremities, lower extremities, all that in detail, so that I could speak the language of Dr. Brand when he says any muscle or anything which he is talking about to decompression of the nerves. I was asked to electrically assess them, diagnose whether the muscle is showing complete reaction of denervation or absolute reaction of degeneration, all that we form in the graph. Before operation and after operation, he will study the efficacy of the decompression of the nerves, which was a great thing in those days. He went on and operating on patients, and I was able to see that his growth is internationally has become famous. Everywhere in the globe, they used to invite him to come and help in the setup. When it comes to the plantar ulcers, once the patient gets the ulcer, throughout lifetime, he has to be with it, sometimes leading to amputation. Dr. Paul Brand has found an answer. He applied plasters, and I was very much with him. And I started uh, teaching people from India and abroad, coming and learning how to apply plaster cast and heal the ulcer, and also provide footwear, MCR footwear, all that. Once I was invited by Dr. Brand to come to the operation theater, and he said, come with electrical stimulator. He was working with Harold Gillis, the father of plastic surgery, and the patient had leg ophthalmos deformity where he was unable to close his eyelids, widely open, dust particles get into the eye, conjunctiva, cornea get ulcerated, and sometimes leading to blindness. They wanted to replace this orbicularis oculi muscle by doing a tendon transfer. That is, the temporalis muscle tendinous structure is divided into two slips. One slip is to the upper lid and tunneled through the lower lid and attached to a medial canthal ligament, where both of them appreciated for my work because I was able to adjust the tension of the tendon transfer, and both of them thanked me very much.